stuff. You're never going to get it 100% right when you transfer it from the page to, to the screen. It's never going to be 100% what you read. My biggest issue is when I watch it and I see very few semblances of what made Death Note Death Note. So let me give a little backstory.
That's the general consensus from what I'm seeing. I got a lot of people like on my Twitter that I trust that are into anime, and they've all said it's just a terrible interpretation.
Yeah. So let me give a little bit of backstory on Death Note. Death Note in Japan, a lot of these mangas before they go into like when we get mangas here, they're in volumes. You get them in the books. They're in like magazines. So like Shonen Jump, those type of magazines will run like different issues of these mangas. And the creator of Death Note said it was always funny that he had, in Shonen Jump, which is for kids sometimes, most of the time, he had a story about killing millions of people. So Death Note, the story is basically this. A Shinigami who's a death god, Ryuk, gets bored in the Shinigami realm. He's bored as fuck. There's nothing to do. So he decides, hey, I'm going to throw a Death Note down to Earth, let a human pick it up, and then that's going to be my excitement, is how he deals with the Death Note and kill a bunch of people and the human experience. All right, and the whole premise of this was the Death God was bored out of his mind. That's the main gist of this. Is the whole reason this all happens is because a god got bored. When have we ever heard that before? And of course, it comes into the possession of this guy named Light Yagami, who he's a straight A student, a genius. He gets the Death Note. He realizes that he can actually kill people with the Death Note, and he'll only kill the bad people, murderers, rapists, things like that. That's who he'll kill. And he becomes known as Kira, which is Japanese, and he decides he's going to become the god of this new world where only good people live. If you do bad stuff, you're going to die because of the Death Note. And I mean, Light's whole character is he is a sociopath. He is a fucking egotistical sociopath. Well, he ends up being investigated by this character called L, who's a very quirky type of character, and it's basically most of the episodes are a cat and mouse game between L and Light. So the movie.
Yeah, I heard it's bad, man. So when you asked me today, Spin wrote me today and said, "Did you watch Death Note yet?" And I said no, because you and like 20 other people told me not to bother with it.
So I'll say this: the ending twisted. There was a twist, not really kind of a twist at the end that made me look back at the whole movie and say, was I being played this whole fucking time? Because for the whole movie, Light never seemed like Light. He had emotions. He wouldn't kill his father when push came to shove. Where in the anime, Light did not care if his father died. He let his father die because it allowed him the suspicion of him being Kira go away. It was off of him because his father died. Where oh, he would never let his own father die. Oh, well, yeah, he did. In the movie, no, he's like, I can't kill my own father. I can't kill my own father. He has this emotion, and that basically led L to saying.
So they just shit all over the character's motivation.
Yeah, pretty much. Until like the last minute and a half of the movie where he kind of had a semblance of himself. And the character of Ryuk, I mean, he wasn't in there that much. Now, I will say Willem Dafoe did a fantastic... Willem Dafoe's voice was just perfect. I thought he did really... Of the entire movie, I think he was... The best part of it was his voice, his cackle, his laugh. Willem Dafoe, he's just that good.
Why they never cast him as the Joker is baffling.
I don't know.
He looks like fucking Joker.
Yeah, but the characters of Misa was in there, but it was like Misa mixed with part of Light, mixed with these other characters, like an amalgamation. L was not as quirky as as he was in the anime. He had more emotion than you saw him in the anime, And the thing is, L in the story was very quick to say, "You're Kira. You're the one. You're the one. I'm going to bring you down. I am going to stop you." Where in the anime, L was a perfectionist to a point. He would not come. He would say, "I think you're Kira, but I'm only about 50%, 60% sure." He would not pull the trigger until he was 100% sure, and that's what led to his downfall in the anime. Was that he was not able at he was not 100%, and that.
Well, that's the problem with a lot of these things, like even Avatar. You get something like Avatar: Last Airbender or a long running anime show. Problem is they're trying to cram like 4 or 5 seasons of something into one movie, and you can't do that. You can't. You're going to ruin the characters doing that.
I mean, like the movies in Japan, they like cut them up. There, like I said, there was like 3 or 4 movies, and they cut them up. So it was like a trilogy or whatever. This one, it just seemed like very rushed. It seemed like it was more, hey, we're going to make this like high school thriller movie. Which, for the most part of the anime, Light wasn't in high school. His manipulation of people wasn't there until, like I said, like the last minute and a half, maybe. Miso was completely off. The whole task force. I mean, it was. Other than Ryuk, it was Death Note in name only. It really did not. I mean, it just did not feel Death Note to me, and that's where a lot of people are having their issues. Is
your comparison to the Dragon Ball Evolution movie was pretty dead on from what I'm hearing.
Exactly. So Dragon Ball Evolution, for what it was, I mean, I would have.
See, I watched Dragon Ball, so I know that one was a piece of shit.
Now I have to say I like Chow Yun Fat in it though. How can you not like Chow Yun Fat? Is Chow Yun Fat? He good. But yeah, it's the same thing.
He wasn't the right person for that character though.
No, but I still like Chow Yun Fat. Great.
Well, yeah, he's great in other shit.
Great Xbox 360 game. I think it's like Bulletproof. I think it's called or something. Like that.
Oh, he's great. He's really good in other shit. It's just it's just not a good movie.
Now it's kind of like like I understand liberties have to be taken at times. Like with the Attack on Titan films. The 2 Attack on Titan films, they took some liberties there. They did take some liberties there. But with this one, at
least they made 2 films. At least they gave it the time length that it needed.
This one, though, I mean, like I said, the characters just seemed really off. Light did not seem sociopathic to me. He did not seem like the light that would go to the ends of the earth to not be found out. It just seemed like an hour and a half, 2 hour mishmash of shit.
What they should have done is they should have done like what they do with the Marvel shit and give it like an 8 episode season or something, or what they're doing with Castlevania. But I just think it just shows that Netflix didn't have any fucking confidence in it at all and said, well, you get 2 hours. Here you go.
Right. And I mean, the guy who directed the film, he just directed the newest Blair Witch movie, which, of course, once again,
I didn't think it was that bad. I liked the Blair Witch movie.
It had mixed opinions. People had mixed opinions about it. And I'm not, this isn't like Fantastic Four where where I went in shitting on it. Yeah. Of most movies, Fantastic, or was it Fan-4-Stick, as the Nostalgia Critic calls it, Fan-4-Stick. That one, yeah, I shit on that motherfucker from night till dawn. This one I was given the benefit of the doubt. I mean.
Well, that's because the people behind that movie were putting out just aggressive towards comic fans kind of fucking articles and little talking points. They were throwing out shit like, oh, we're not going to use any source material. We're just not going to, and shit like that, which gave it made everything they put out about it made Fantastic Four sound like shit. Right. It had nothing to do with casting. It had everything to do with what they were saying it was going to be. And then it had to do with the fucking pictures of what we were, like the Doctor Doom and shit like that. And everybody said, nobody fucking said dick about it. Nobody really cared about the casting choice. Now, what everybody cared about was what direction they took it in.
Now, I can say this. If you go in it, if you go into it, if you know nothing about Death Note, you never read the anime, or read the manga, saw the anime, you know absolutely nothing about Death Note, you probably will enjoy it. You'll probably like it. It's one of those things where if you've never seen it or heard anything about it, you're probably going to like it. You'll have questions, but you'll probably enjoy it. But for fans of a series, that's where things kind of start going off. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of a.
Yeah, I've never
anime.
seen it before, so I thought I might give it a shot and watch it and see if I like it or not. But
Like I said,
but I've heard so much bad about it. It's gonna be hard to enjoy now because I'm just gonna in the back of my mind I'm gonna be thinking, well, this is not what I've been told.
Right.
This is. This is
well, like I
shitty.
said, Ryuk is really good in it. Now they don't. There are certain things in there like Ryuk eats apples. In the anime, they explain the reason why he loves apples so much is because apples on the Shinigami world are rotten, ash. There's no taste to them. They're disgusting. Apples in the human world are they're juicy and scrumptious, and he loves them. And it's like an addiction for him. Eating apples for him is like smoking. He fiends them. He craves them. The couple other things I didn't like about it that I thought were kind of wrong is in the anime, whoever touches the Death Note can see the Shinigami. They can see the Death God. If you touch it, you can see him. This one, they said, only the keeper of the book can see the Shinigami, which was wrong. And then they put in this
saving money on effects.
Oh, yeah. Then they put in this whole new rule of if you write a name in the Death Note, but then you burn the page before the person dies, then it's kind of like null and void. That was never in the anime. Your name goes in the book, you die. That's it. You dead. Dead.
That's the thing I noticed about a lot of like anime type stuff. Is like there's some dooming shit. Like there is unavoidable death in a lot of these things. So that probably wouldn't sit right with me either. Because finality is a big part of it.
And I mean, Death Note is it's a dark story. It's not like some of these like stories where there is comedy aspects and things like that. This one is dark. I mean, dark from beginning to end. It's all about killing and trying not to get caught, and cat and mouse game and detective and things like that. It's all in there. And Light's a manipulator. He uses people. He has no feelings for them. They're a means to an end. This one, like I said, until about the last minute, I did not feel that from him, that everything was just a means to an end for him to achieve his ultimate goal. And I think that's where it fell short. It cut off at the end, leaving the ending ambiguous. There was an ambiguous ending. You don't know what happened at the end because they just cut it. So, do I recommend it? If you've never seen Death Note, go ahead and watch it. You may enjoy it. If you're a huge fan of Death Note, stick to the anime. That's my recommendation on this because I cannot recommend it. I can't.
Right on. I didn't think you know what.
And that's my final thoughts.
We're just basking in the glow of that burn of a review.
Burn.
No, I might watch. I might check it out when there's nothing else. Because there's it's hard enough because the GTA takes up a lot of my time these days.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, like I said, I've been watching it all day.
I watched about an hour of Peter on Classy's channel today.
I just sit there and watch, and I'll fast forward through like the slow shit. But Classy, man, oh my God, you want to talk about that man is the king of freaking GTA roleplay. The way he knows what buttons to press to get the right shot, how to turn the camera so you see the right thing. Oh, it's just so good.
The thing that was funny that one of my favorite things that I watched today was he went to the police station. Like somebody named Grant was at the police station, so he went to the police station and he went in the back. He walked in the gate where the cop cars go, and he was walking around back there and he walked up to the door and he heard Andrews. I think he went in the station. And he heard Andrews coming, so he ran back out and he climbed up the little wall that overlooks the parking lot.
I saw that.
He was hiding there, and he was waiting for Andrews to leave. Go, why won't he leave? And so he's sitting there, and Andrews finally leaves, and he's peeking over the wall. And then Andrews just pulls up right behind him and sitting there looking at him. And he jumps over that wall and just runs off cackling like a pirate. And it's the funniest shit.
He's like, "Come on, Andrews." So I go to the police station. Tor's there. I'm looking for Andrews. So I say, "Well, you're looking for Andrews. I'm looking for Andrews. I stick with you. I see Andrews." So I was like, "Yeah, I make some beans. I got a nice house." He's like, "Come on down. Come on, Andrews." I think Andrews and Jerry got a little more respect for each other that night. I think they really did get a little more respect for each other, and that was,
It got a little serious. It's like I'm not used to it doing that. I mean, I know they're supposed to be doing like real life role play and stuff.
yeah.
It's weird when Djibouti's not supposed to be serious. That's what's weird to me.
Well, and that